it's me, Baden. I thought I'd do a live stream talking about Fremantle, my favourite team in the AFL. Now, I was going to do videos like this sooner. I was going to speak about my team a lot sooner because I thought I've been doing a lot of AFL Evolution live streams, and I've been doing, just starting to dabble a bit more into the AFL content creation on YouTube. Now, I've done some vlogs, I've attended some Fremantle Dockers games, and, to start out with, it was a rough start to the year. It really was. It was rather rough. Probably not round one. That wasn't rough at all. Round one was good. North Melbourne was a good win. It was 82 points. We've not seen a margin like that since. We haven't seen an absolute blowout like that since. There have been 72 points, 70-point wins, but nothing to the extent of 82 points. Now that was an amazing way to start the year. Then you get to round two, and you'll see what I mean by it was a rough start to the year. Because in round two, we lost to the fucking Gold Coast. And we lost to the Gold Coast by a few points. Now, it was frustrating because the whole game, the boys struggled to get the ball forward. They really did, and honestly, the Gold Coast could have absolutely destroyed us if they wanted to. But they were shocking at the kicking. And that was just one of those things. It was a bad game. Bad game, and congested as heck. Awesome skeleton. Hey, it's been good, man. I decided to do a live stream talking about Freo in 2019 because, I just felt like I really wanted to, because I haven't really done too many AFL content videos, only some, so I felt like I really wanted to. Anyway, let's get into it. We lose to the Gold Coast by a couple points. And at that point, I'm thinking to myself, how do we go from winning by 82 points to an absolute blowout? Like a blowout to a shit loss by a couple points to the Gold Coast. Like, it doesn't make sense. There just wasn't enough composure, discipline, effort, it was just lazy. And I've noticed that with some of the blowout games. You get a good blowout win, and then the next game you're not as good, and the other team might have a good chance at stealing a win. And that's what the Gold Coast did early on, and I thought to myself, this is shit. Then we go and we beat St Kilda round 3, which is really, really good, by a couple points, 5 points, I think, from memory. Then after that, round 4, we lose to the Eagles. Quite frustrating, actually, because we were an enemy of our own selves. It really wasn't a game that the Eagles won. They didn't earn that win. Sure, they kicked the goals and they got the scores on the board that they needed to, but they didn't put us away. We had a good, solid chance to win that game, and we probably should have. Just the boys kept missing all night long, and that was a big problem for us to start the year, was the set shot kicking and goals on the run. Now, round 13's just happened, and we just beat Port Adelaide. Set shots and goals on the run weren't a problem at all. Now, round 4 was shit. We lost to the Eagles by 2 goals. That was frustrating. I was like, shit, man. We haven't beat this team in ages, and honestly, they didn't look good at all that night. We were undermanned. We didn't have a Nat Fyfe. We didn't even have arguably one of our best defenders, Joel Hambling, in the mix. We didn't even have him. And we still were almost able to, with 5 minutes left on the clock, because we're one of the best last-minute quarters in the AFL right now, couldn't beat them. And I was frustrated. I was like, man, this sucks. And then you go to round 5, and it's even more weirder because we beat the Gold Coast by like 19. No, not 19. Was it 19 points? I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was 24 points. Sorry, 24 points. So we go round 5. We beat the GWS. We beat them by 24 points. And I'm thinking to myself, how's that work, I have no idea how that even works. How you go from, losing the West Coast by 12 and then GWS, you beat them by a good couple goals. Almost 30 points. So I was pretty happy, and then we beat Western Bulldogs, and then we had a string of losses, 3. We lost to Richmond, we lost to Essendon, and we lost to Adelaide. I thought the Adelaide one we kind of had robbed, but it is what it is. And I feel like we needed those losses to really do what we've just done, because if we didn't have those losses, we wouldn't have learnt from it, and we wouldn't have been able to improve and discipline ourselves even more, So we're now, round 14 is approaching. We just beat Brisbane by a point. We did have issues with the set shot kicking that night. We did have issues with goals. That's been our issue all year, is set shot kicking. The forward line has been a mess. An absolute mess. And if anyone else wants to say, no, the forward line's been great or it's been good enough, I'd say no, it hasn't been, because we've had so many chances. We've had countless inside 50 entries. Really good inside 50 entries. We just haven't been able to do it cleanly and to a point where, it's a good chance for us to blow teams out of the water, so we've had some tight contests. We beat Brisbane by a point because Michael Walters hit the post. Any score will do, and he did. Then we beat Collingwood by 5, I think. It was a couple points. We beat Collingwood by, and after beating Collingwood, we beat Port Adelaide by. How many did we beat Port by? We beat them by 21 points. So that's 3 good wins. You'd hope we could beat Melbourne. I'd hope we could beat Melbourne and beat Carlton. And then, hopefully, round 16 we beat the Eagles and we do it nicely. Because the thing is, if we do beat Melbourne, if we beat Melbourne this week, it'll be good. We'll increase and go forward. But one thing I figured out is if we beat Melbourne by 50 points, we could move to 4th on the ladder. That would be pretty damn good. I'd be very happy with that. 4th on the ladder, beating Melbourne by 50 plus points. But it would be breaking the hearts of many people that I know, and they've already had a sad season. Like, they've had a shocking season. Honestly, I feel bad for the Melbourne supporters, I really do, because, they've had a chance. They were primed and positioned to do a top 8 entry, in 2019. It really should have been an option. They should have done it, but no. They didn't do it. And it's sad for their supporters because they were like, oh yeah, wow, we did so amazing, we made a prelim. And then they go from a prelim to being 16th on the ladder. I feel bad for them, man. Like, if I was a Melbourne supporter, I'd be so fucking pissed off. Not only just that, I'd be so let down, So I feel really bad for them. And I really hope that they I don't know, somewhere throughout the season can rack up some good wins and then reset. But honestly, I feel like now at the moment with Melbourne, they've got to look at sort of getting some good draft picks, rebuilding a little bit, and trying to get a better game plan, because whatever Simon Goodwin's doing, it's just not working right now, not at all. But Freo, the state of Freo at the moment, I'd say it's 50-50. It's looking promising at the moment to get 3 solid wins back to back and to have this confidence and to move forward, beating Brisbane by a point, then going to the MCG, having a ripper of a contest with Collingwood. So close, almost a repeat of that grand final, and then beating Collingwood, and then beating Port Adelaide quite dominantly in the last half. It's a good sign. And we've been a good last quarter team, honestly, we really have. But these next few weeks are really going to tell us where we're at, honestly. We need to be able to beat Melbourne. We need to be able to beat Carlton. There are 2 major ones we need to be able to win, especially after what Melbourne has been doing the whole season, really. Melbourne hasn't, they've competed in a few games and got close in a few games, but Melbourne just hasn't been the same. They're a shell of who they used to be, and if Fremantle can't win this week, and if they can't beat Melbourne this week, I think it'd be weird. It'd be a weird sign, and it would be a bit of a 50-50 toss-up as to where Freo will land on the ladder at the end of the year. But with Melbourne, they could come to fight. They really could bring their top best effort, and maybe Freo just might fall short. I don't know. I feel like Freo would have to have a pretty bad game to lose to Melbourne, or maybe Melbourne would have a phenomenal one to win. But you'd have to see. But we really should have to win Melbourne and Carlton. If we win against Melbourne and Carlton, we'll be sitting with 9 wins and 5 losses. 9 and 5, that's a decent record there. And if we beat the Eagles, that'll be 10 and 5. And then you'd look very, very likely to finish in top 8, top 4, But we'll see. There's a good couple of bottom ladder contenders towards the end of the year that we've got. So we might be primed and positioned for a top spot. Who knows? I really hope we are, because to go from 14th on the ladder last year to do this, it's been a hell of a turnaround, and people have been writing Ross Lyon off. They've been criticising him, saying, Ross Lyon this and that, not giving him enough credit. But now Ross Lyon can be able to say, hey, I've gone and I've done this with this list of young men that are now just becoming so much better than what they were last year. It's quite a shock and a surprise. I'm sad that we've lost Alex Pearce, but Griffin Logue stepped up, and a few other people stepping up, so we'll see what happens with Freo. But the state of them in 2019, if I can make a prediction, I have a good feeling that we may make finals. I can't say, oh yeah, we're definitely going to, because I don't know the future of AFL. Our AFL is unpredictable. It really is, It's a sport that goes week by week, and it changes week by week. And honestly, we'll see what happens, Freo might be able to make top 8. And I'm seeing that as a possibility. If they do, I'll be fucking ecstatic, because then they can be part of the finals. I want top 4, honestly, because if they do top 4, we'll maybe get a home game, a home final. If we get a home final, I'll be vlogging it. The next time I'm going to be doing a AFL vlog is when Fremantle do face off against the Eagles in round 16. So if you guys are interested in seeing that vlog and, you know, getting a view of the game and in the derby, do stick around on the channel and keep your notifications on and stuff like that, because I will be doing the vlog. I'll be trying to do some more content and keeping the channel updated. I might even start doing some round predictions. I'm going to do round 14. I'll probably continue it onwards because I know some YouTubers are doing it, and they're doing, it's just a fun thing to do. So I feel like it'd be good for me to be a part of it and add my thoughts in the tipping, because I sometimes have some interesting picks. If you guys find that interesting, I'll be happy to share it with you. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and this has been my video on Fremantle in 2019. Before I do end this, I do want to say that Fremantle have amazingly improved. Walters has, for sure. Last year Walters had a bad season, a real bad season, and now to see what he's doing, stepping up in 3 games, being the man of the match for 3 games in a row, that's insane. Like, kicking the winning goal 2 weeks in a row to win both games. He kicked the winning goal 2 weeks in a row. In the second week, Matera got the mark just after Walters did and went for another. They were going to set up for another goal, and drifted over for a behind, but the player kept it in play. Walters kicked the winning goal. Well, he kicked the winning goal in this Port Adelaide one, and then Matera marked the ball after it and kicked the last goal. So it's like really weird. It felt like deja vu in a sense. That same thing happened to Collingwood. Now Port Adelaide getting these repeats of Freo having these wicked wins. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it, and I hope we can continue it. Like, I am a happy fan at the moment, but I feel like I've got to be humble at the same time, and I still have to have some doubt in my mind, because if I get too happy, and this is what happened in round 1, I got way too excited, and especially after the GWS game, I got way too excited, and then I got grounded down to reality. So, you never know. Like, with those 3 losses in a row, that grounded me down to reality big time. I was just like, man, this is not good. 3 losses in a row. Like, we gotta bounce back fucking big time. And we have. So, 3 wins in a row. We need that 4th. If we can get that 4th in a row, fuck me. We'll get the 5th in a row then, I think, if we do. Carlton has been competitive and trying, but you'd hope Freo could be that bit better. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll do the vlog of the round 16, and I'll be doing some tipping stuff. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope your teams are doing well wherever you are. Yeah, I'll do another video soon, and I hope that you keep well. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I'll be coming at you with more stuff very, very, very soon. Go Freo, come on. Bring home the premiership. That's what I want. I want a Fremantle premiership. I want a grand final to make up for that fucking awful 2013 grand final where we lost by a goal and a bit to Hawthorn. It was in their best form at the time, honestly. They even had our Bradley Hill at the time. They had fucking Bradley Hill. And now we got Bradley Hill, and look at what we're doing right now. So, who knows? Maybe we'll take Bradley Hill to the grand final and he'll win one with Freo and help turn us around, and people won't be able to say anymore, what ship isn't docked into Freo or the premiership, fucking dickheads. So many people making that joke. Oh, what ship hasn't docked in a Freo? Oh, I haven't heard that one before. The Premiership. We'll see, though. I really want Freo to win their first Premiership so we can stick it up everyone and go, yeah, look at us. You know, we finally won a Premiership. But I feel like it's not bad that we haven't won one. It's only been 25 years since we've been around, but also, like, when I think about it, it keeps us fighting for something. These clubs have already done it. They've already done it. But we're going to make history. The first time we win a grand final, that's going to be history in the making. We're going to have our big moment. And we're going to be able to celebrate that massively. We'll be able to go, wow, you know, it was big for us to make a grand final in 2013. It was so massive. But to win one, oh, that's going to be so much bigger. And that's going to be history in the making. There's not too many clubs that get that opportunity to say, we made history. We've made history now. There's only 3 clubs left that get to say that. And that's Freo, GWS, and the Gold Coast. Good opportunity right there. Real good opportunity to make history for 3 clubs, you know. So, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Freo does it first. I'd hate it if GWS or Gold Coast done it first before Freo, but, you know, sometimes things work out differently in time, but we'll see. Freo win the Premiership 2019. I fucking hope so. I hope so, man. If not, 2020, but no, I don't want to wait anymore. I'm sick of waiting. I'm 22 years old. Don't make me wait till I'm fucking 50, man. Did I just jinx myself? I hope I didn't. Anyway, there's so many players I could list right now on our list that have done amazing to improve, and it's crazy. But I can't list them all right now because I'll be talking forever. Anyway, love you all. Peace out, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.